This painting is inside the Bank of America. Look at the Freemasonic symbolism here. This is just crazy. So look at the feet. The feet represent the 90-degree angles that Masons like to stand on. It's symbolic, right? What does it symbolize? It represents a square because it's a 90-degree angle. So it represents aligning your actions with the higher mind. Squaring your actions is what they call it. Now look at the pyramid. The pyramid represents a hierarchy because Freemasonry is a hierarchy system ascending in consciousness. Here you see this lady ascending. Why is she ascending? Because there is a solar eclipse, which represents the moon and the sun coming together, which represents the unity of opposites in your mind. Merging the conscious mind with the unconscious mind is how you gain full control over your mind and body. Then look at the Bank of America building. Look at the logo, 11, 11, 11, which adds up to 33. It's all Masonic symbolism. 33, the symbol of spiritual transformation, the symbol of dying and resurrecting. This is what it's all about, and this is the ascension, the journey from earth to heaven. It's all Freemasonry. Occultists run the world.
I've met you.
Only one person in that movie scene and not two. He was talking to himself. It's a conversation between his awareness and his mind, the soul and the mind. Buddha, the I am awareness, the observer of the mind, speaks to the ego, the other version of himself, and says, "You will not rebuild your house here again, because your mind is where you build your identity." He's dissolving the ego, the false identity created by the mind and memories and beliefs. Because you are not the ego or the beliefs in the mind, you are the observer of the mind, the true soul. Then the ego says, "But you live in me," which is a trick because the ego does not want to let go of the old identity. It wants to live and cling onto you inside the mind. Then Buddha says, "You are pure illusion," because the ego does not truly exist. It's a false interpretation of consciousness of who we truly are. We think we are a name, a job, a body, but these labels are just identities. But we are none of them. We are the observer of the mind. And when he banishes the ego, his electromagnetic field turns yellow, like the color of the sun, symbolizing purification. Because when you purify your mind, your electromagnetic field also becomes purified. You're stuck within the cage, the rib cage. You're in a prison cell because you're made out of cells. You are hexed in physical matter. This is the X, the hex. The hexagram's a cube unfolded is the cross. You need to escape the physical world, the three-dimensional matrix, which is the world of Satan, because Satan gives you the mark of the beast, the physical body, the 666 carbon suit, and then blinds your mind. Your mind is completely separate from the physical world. Through physical pleasures and lack of understanding of yourself, you think your mind is part of your physical body, when in reality they are two separate things. Your mind is completely separate from your physical body. The physical world is a dimension within your mind. Men means mind, mental. Mind in Latin means mens. In order to escape the three-dimensional physical world, you have to fully detach your mind from your body. Meditation is key in transcending the 3D world and traveling the depths of your mind. Mind and matter is one. They are different dimensions within your mind. When you dream, your mind creates matter. This is why mind and matter are one. The cube is the shape that gives rise to physical matter. The link is in my bio for the Book of Wisdom, paperback and PDF. Forest is for rest. You are electromagnetic. Disease shows in your energy field before it shows up in your physical body. Illness vibrates on a low frequency. If you are low frequency with the food and the thoughts and emotions you feel, your energy will then match the low frequency where illness exists. But if you raise your vibration of your energy, positive thoughts, good emotions, and healthy food, you will not vibrate on the same frequency as illness. You will never become sick. You are an energetic being. Everything exists as a vibration. Trees emit high energy. Forest is for rest because it neutralizes and balances your energy. Plus, looking at all the different color spectrums in nature is very healing for your eyes. Everything is made lifeless for a reason. Lower your frequency and dull your mind. You do not see into reality. The eyes are black holes. They suck in the light and the images produced at the back of the brain called the visual cortex. This is because the universe is a mental projection, and it's the number one law in the Kabbalion that all is mind, the universe is mental. You never actually feel the external world. When you touch something, this is your brain's interpretation of electrical signals on your nervous system. You touch, taste, smell, hear, and see with your brain. You're not in the world is being simulated from the brain and the body. It's a piece of technology. Your body is the earth, the sun is your soul, the moon represents your mind. You are the universal mind, the observer behind your thoughts, emotions, and senses. There is only one of us in the universe, and that is God. The one consciousness is what gives life to every single living life form. Females are magnetic, they attract. Males are electric, they are the action taker. Everything is electromagnetic. Trees resemble brains. Their branches mirror electricity, which looks exactly like your nervous system, because you are an electric technological being. The same fractal patterns appear on leaves, rivers, lightning. The sun gives life to the earth. Your soul gives life to your body. The sun is the universal soul. The day is life, the night is death. When you sleep, you enter your spirit astral body, death. When you are awake, you enter your material body, life. Death is just a greater version of sleep. That's why we say sleep is the cousin of death. You are the universe in miniature, a fragment of God. Sun is electric, the moon is magnetic. Sun is positively charged, giving you energy. The moon is negatively charged, taking away your energy. The sun and moon are the yin and yang moving around the magnetic North Pole. It's called the North Pole because it's a pole of electromagnetic energy. Above the North Pole is Polaris, the center star. The 7 planets are the 7 days of creation. Monday for the moon, Sunday for the sun, Saturday for Saturn, Thursday for Thor, which is the god of Jupiter. Sky is a giant clock. Stars tell you the month of the year. The moon tells you the day of the month. The sun tells you the time of the day. They want you to think you're on a random ball in space. Stars are not physical. Earth, water, air, fire, ether. Ether is the gateway between the physical and the spiritual realm. Daytime, you're in your physical body. When you dream, you're in your astral body. Now you know why the ancients always show you paintings of people flying in the sky. Because this is all symbolic of people in the astral plane, in the higher dimensions above our head. They told you the planets were physical to hide these higher dimensions that you have access to. Why is it the Egyptians are obsessed with snakes? They've hidden this knowledge from you. Snakes shed their skin to remove old layers. They represent transformation. Kundalini is symbolized with snakes because you're transforming sexual energy to the brain. That's why the medical symbol uses a snake, because they transform your health back to healthy. Every ancient culture and religion uses snakes. They represent the ancient religion of ascension, transforming from a physical being to a spiritual being, low frequency to high frequency. These foods keep you in low frequency, hence why they're all red, orange, and yellow for the lower 3 chakras. Snakes represent the ancient religion of mental or spiritual alchemy, turning lead into gold. Lead ruled by Saturn, physical matter. Gold ruled by the sun, enlightenment. Turning low-level desire and pleasure into wisdom, intuition, and expression, raising your thoughts and consciousness out of the lower half of the body to the head. They've hidden the ancient religion of the snake to make you worship a god outside of yourself. Now they give you Allah and Jesus, which are in essence demons in the astral planes. Read the caption to understand that. If you want to learn symbolism, the masterclass is now available. Why is it astronauts always do this symbolism? These are the only 3 monkey emojis. It symbolizes speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. Have you ever seen something horrible and it makes you shiver? Light is information. It enters the brain through the retinas of your eyes. This information affects your whole nervous system. Everything you see, touch, taste, hear, and smell positively or negatively affects your nervous system and contributes towards shaping and molding your mind. And your mind shapes your reality. Astronauts do this because they're Freemasons, and they know everything that enters them is shaping them in some form. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, people. The Egyptian gods never existed. They symbolize the sun in the 4 different states. Horus is the sun when it's rising. Horizon, Horus is rising. Word hours rearranged is Horus. Ra is the sun when it's radiant, when the sun is the most high, 12 noon. Set is the sun at 6 p.m. when the sun sets. Yearly cycle is a daily cycle. Spring is 6 a.m. Summer is 12. Autumn is when the sun sets. Nighttime is winter. Horus and Set is Jesus and Satan. Set, the ground animal, lower self. Horus, the bird, the air animal, the higher self. Egyptian scarab is a dung beetle. Rolls dung up and then down the hill, representing the sun rising and falling, hence why the Egyptians used the sun above him. The Vatican is a sun dial, because Jesus is the sun with his 12 disciples. Freemasons use this symbol, which is the same symbol for Apple Store, and X when it's mirrored. This symbol is a compass on top and a square below. The square creates a square which has beginning and an end. The compass creates a circle which has no beginning and no end. If the compass is the circle, which means spirit, and square is the square, which is matter, this symbolizes spirit over matter, the compass over the square. Leonardo da Vinci was showing you that you are a spiritual being in a material body. You are an individual. You have a physical body and a non-physical body. The voice in your head and the emotions you feel are eternal, but your physical body will die. The spiritual brain is the mind. The spiritual heart is the soul. The brain and heart are physical manifestations of the mind and soul. The aim is to climb the pyramid to higher consciousness, to your true spirit self, so that you can be spirit over matter and not matter over spirit. They show you these symbols in plain sight. These people are highly enlightened individuals. You will never have power if you don't have knowledge. Knowledge is the true currency of this life. Take a look at this masterpiece. This is 1,900 years old, containing a hologram effect. Proof that we were far more advanced than what we are led to believe in our history. They made you scared of all the sacred symbols. That's why Scared Rearranged is sacred. They don't want you researching these symbols because they unlock profound teachings about yourself, on how you can go from matter into spirit and become a powerful being. They want you trapped inside of the box, the material plane, living in fear and operating on the surface level of your consciousness and being dominated by external influences. What if I told you you had the power to create your own reality? And you can only do this by mastering yourself. No external God is coming to save us. We must save ourselves. You are the Anunnaki, you are Anu, the god of the sky, and you are Ki, the goddess of the earth. Together they were married and they gave birth to the Anunnaki. You are the sky and earth. You are heaven and earth together, spirit and matter infused. Close your eyes, you have an internal world, thought, emotion, consciousness. This is spirit. And outside of you, you have this material body. You are spirit and matter infused together. You have to make sure the compass is on top of the square. The circle, spirit, is on top of matter, which means don't let the material world rule your internal world. Your internal world needs to be commands, not reactions, because spirit rules over matter, mind over matter. Until you realize all of these ancient texts are encoded and talking about you, you will never be saved. Pope's dress has 33 buttons for the 33 vertebrae on your spine. Jesus was crucified in Golgotha, which means the place of the skull, because you crucify yourself and you raise your kundalini to the brain, past the 33rd vertebrae to the skull, which activates unused parts of your brain, heightens your intuition, and allows your brain to process information quicker, making you become enlightened. Crucifixion of Jesus never happened. It's symbolic of the renewal of your consciousness, crucifying your old self to become enlightened and fully awakened. You have to crucify your lower self, raise your kundalini and activate your higher self. You are born into sin. Sin is the sine wave. Everything in creation does the sine wave. Midday, midnight, summer and winter. DNA, the dollar bill. The sun does a sine wave. You are born into a dualistic reality. Before you were born, you had a unified consciousness. Then you manifested into a dualistic reality and divided into a spiritual being and a material being, to light and dark, good and evil. Your consciousness split. You are born into the sine wave of a dualistic reality. You don't need coffee, you need charging. Coffee gives you fake energy. Energy you gain off coffee is a toxic chemical reaction in your brain, which fries your dopamine receptors. Your body is a bioelectric piece of technology. Number one thing your body needs is electricity and bioelectric energy. You gain electrical energy from the sun, magnetic energy from the earth, and electromagnetic energy from fruits. Fruits crystallize the sunlight, giving your body bioelectric energy. Your heart is not a pump. It's an energy vortex generator, which turns the water in your blood to plasma, feeding your body with bioelectrical energy. Cardiovascular system, the tree of life in the Garden of Eden. Your nervous system, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Heart gives you life, the brain gives you knowledge. When you place hot water into these cups, they release thousands of microplastics into your water, because inside they're laced with plastic. Why is it Jesus does this hand gesture? The halo represents the mind. The heart represents emotion and love. Two fingers are unified, not separate. It represents unifying the mind with the heart. If you think with the love of the heart, it gives birth to perfect actions. This is how we create heaven on earth. If everyone thought with the love of their heart for the self and one another, we would all give birth to perfect action, and we would all live in peace without a government. You are Jesus, everyone is God, and love is the unifying force that brings us together. We don't need man-made laws. The law of love is already within us. Why is it Madonna has this tattoo on her wrist? We even see this on our hands. This is the real meaning of hopscotch. This symbol is the Kabbalistic tree of life. It's a diagram that represents how consciousness turns into matter. Every object we see around us began as a thought in consciousness, then manifested down into the material world. Each circle is a force of consciousness. Malkuth is earth. Kether is pure consciousness, pure light, infinite potential. Our body is made in the shape of this diagram. All creation begins in the mind where the brain is, and then manifests down into the material world, Malkuth, the feet. Our feet touch the physical earth. Many well people study this tree. By learning these different forces of consciousness, we can use these forces of consciousness to bring things down into the material world. That's what we call Kabbalistic magic. Or you can use these spheres to ascend back up the tree for spiritual ascension. It's not a coincidence Adam adds up to 10, and Adam was the first person to be created in the Bible, because we are made in these 10 forces of God's consciousness. This is why we have 10 numbers. This is why the Hebrew language has 22 letters for the 22 pathways of this tree. 10 circles, 1 dat, hidden sphere, and 22 pathways, 33. This holds the secrets of 33, and even Christianity is linked to this. We've all seen the viral videos of me decoding the Bible. I've just found something in the Gospel of John that is going to blow your mind. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. This word is not the vibrational frequency of word. This teaching stems back to the Hermetic philosophy. All is mind. Everything is a mental creation of the all. Every physical object in this physical plane began as a thought in the mind. The word is not vibration, but the inner mental dialogue inside of us. If you close your eyes, before you kick a football, there is a decision, an energetic shift inside of the mind or inside yourself. This command is the true you, the universal consciousness. The word that created all creation is the mind of God. All creation is an emanation of the mind. You possess a small mind, a small version of God's mind. It's not a coincidence this was on John 1:1. 1:1 represents the two pillars of masonry, the inner world and the outer world. The inner world of consciousness reflects outward in the outer world of matter. They are mirrors of each other. 11 is the number of creation.
Do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon. Then you'll see that it is not the spoon that bends, it is only yourself.
The best place to hide the truth is in plain sight. This scene in The Matrix is showing you we live in a mental universe. The world outside you is not fixed, shaped and transformed by the mind. Look around you. Every object you see was a thought, then it came into a physical reality. We think it, we imagine it, the astral plane, we give energy to it, we take action upon it. The physical world is a shadow of a higher dimension of thought. While most people are stuck in the matrix, reacting to the external world outside them, they're just creating a cycle of negative manifestation. Reacting to the world will not get you anything. Your thoughts and emotions and actions all need to be commands to shape the world. Mind manipulates matter. They do not want you to know that consciousness and matter are directly linked, and consciousness holds the power over matter. Have you ever seen the Freemasons' 33rd degree symbolism? Well, today your mind's going to be blown by breaking this symbol down. This is what we call a complex symbol. Many different symbols used together to create a greater meaning. The first thing we notice is the eagle. The eagle can fly in the air, and it looks down upon the earth. It has a higher view of reality. In this degree, it represents a heightened understanding and view of self. They understand their true nature as pure consciousness, and the origins of consciousness and the human mind. The eagle is free to fly around and do whatever it wishes, representing freeing the mind from the earthly-based survival low-level consciousness. The eagle is standing on a sword. The sword moves through the air. Air corresponds with the mind. Water corresponds with emotion. Fire corresponds with spirit. And earth corresponds with the physical body. The eagle standing on top of the sword represents control over the mind. The eagle is superior to the mind. The mind does not control the individual at this degree. They have gained self-mastery and power. If you hold a sword, you have power over someone. The eagle's using the sword, representing using the mind and the mind not abusing and using you. This is a symbol of self-control and personal power. The eagle looking to the right is looking into the future. The eagle looking onto the left is looking into the past. This represents analyzing the knowledge of your past and the actions that have led you to this very point, and what you can do now to change and create a better future. A triangle with the number 33 inside of it. 3 represents transformation. This is why Jesus was in a cave for 3 days. Because the number 3 represents thoughts, emotions, actions, the 3 forces we hold control over in this life. In order to achieve this level of understanding of reality and personal mastery over the mind, you have to gain full control over thoughts, emotions, and actions, and transform the self through these 3 transformative forces. The crown represents royalty. Royalty controls society, representing control over the self and the mind. Also represents the crown chakra, which allows light and higher thoughts to enter our awareness, our conscious mind. There's so much more that goes into this. Make sure to follow me for more. World War III will not kill you. You die every time you sleep. Your consciousness is eternal. The universe is one giant cycle. The season yearly cycle represents a daily cycle. Spring is the sunrise, summer is midday, and winter is the nighttime. The yearly cycle is a daily cycle. Macrocosm reflected in the microcosm. This is why we say sleep is the cousin of death. Because sleeping is a smaller version of death. Death is the big version of sleep. When you sleep, your consciousness enters the astral plane, which is a non-physical dimension that exists in your mind, your imagination. Your mind does not operate in the physical dimension, which means you are not this physical body. Nighttime is death, daytime is life. The wintertime is death, and the summertime is life. You are an eternal consciousness experiencing a temporary body. You will never die. You can only take knowledge after death. That is the true currency of this world and universe. In order to escape reincarnation, the Egyptians are telling us through symbolism. This was not meant to be taken literally, nor was this a real person. It's all symbolism. Today, we use symbols such as letters to create words. These symbols we use are to represent sound vibrations we make with our mouth. However, the ancients were the opposite. They used different symbols to represent different thought forms and different levels of consciousness and various aspects of life. Here we see Anubis. Anubis is the ancient Egyptian god of the dead. Now, he was not a real god, but he represents death, an aspect of life that we will go through. Anubis depicted with these scales. On the left we have a heart, on the right we have a feather, and these scales are equal, they are balanced. This is an instruction for when we die, because consciousness is for eternal, because consciousness is eternal. Our physical body is mortal. So the instructions are telling us to make our heart to be as light as a feather. Our heart represents our consciousness, our soul. Most people die with a very heavy consciousness. Their mind, their emotions are still attached to worldly things. They still desire money, fame while they die. And when we die in this state, our consciousness is very heavy, still having many attachments to our heart, which is the reason why many people reincarnate. Because in order to pass on to the afterlife, to the astral plane, and to ascend to higher realms of the astral, you have to give up the worldly pleasures of the physical material world. Because in that plane, you cannot fulfill your physical desires, and you will suffer if you cannot fulfill them. And you'll end up reincarnating back to the physical plane. So in order to ascend, your consciousness needs to be as light as a feather. Just like the emerald tablets of Thoth tell you, each soul is weighed as to its light. If found heavy, it it must return to the lessons of the earth. If found light, it passes into freedom. The freedom is the astral plane, where you can think and manifest anything at the click of a finger. Whatever you think, you manifest. It's the plane of imagination, that screen in your mind. Your imagination is your biggest tool for when you die. You ever wondered why, if you minus all of the numbers on a clock, it adds up to 6? Well, here's why. 6 is the number of time, space, and matter. 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute, and 24 hours in a day. 2 plus 4 equals 6. That's 666. The cube has 6 sides, and this is the geometric shape that gives rise to physical matter. 666 is 3 sixes. 3 represents thought, emotion, action. These are the 3 aspects of creation. 666 is the beast. You are the beast when your thought, emotion, action is only going towards your physical reality, cutting you off from your spirituality, and then you become the beast. That's why 666 is 3 sixes. Now you know why you see 666 absolutely everywhere. It symbolizes worshipping this physical plane. This physical plane is governed by the god of time, and time is governed by Father Saturn. 666 is not what you think. 666 is 3 sixes. The number 3 represents thought, emotion, action, the 3 aspects of creation. That's why we have the Holy Trinity. Father, which is the beginning of creation, thoughts. The Holy Spirit, which is love and care, emotion. Thinking with the love of the heart, the Holy Spirit gives birth to perfect action. Action is a male force, that's why it's a sun. The number 6 represents the physical manifested world, matter. We are in a 6-sided cube. We can move up, down, left, right, backwards, and forward. This is why God completed physical creation in the Bible on the 6th day. 6 represents the physical world, 3 represents the 3 aspects of creation. You become the beast, 666, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are only going towards physical pleasures and the ego, completely shutting yourself from your spirit and your true divine nature. You act like a beast in the animal nature, only chasing material things instead of chasing spiritual things and higher consciousness. I would rather be an atheist than a Christian any day of the week. Now that's not me saying religion and Christianity is evil, because it's not. But here's the truth that they don't want you to know. That everything outside of you is a reflection of your own consciousness and your own mind. Life is a mental game. And if you believe in a deity outside of you, all of the negative things that happens in your life, and you blame it on God or this devil or these spirits outside of you, then you're not taking accountability for the destruction and the evil that you have manifested in your own reality. Your life is just a result of every thought you thought in the past. Life is a mental construct. Whatever you condition your mind to is what you will see reflected in your external world, your friends, your relationships. Your relationship with your internal self, the body and the mind, is the same relationship that you will have with people. If you do not follow through with the things that you're going to say, then you will never follow through with your relationships and be a man of your word. Life is a reflection of your own consciousness. There is no one outside of you manipulating your reality. There's no God, no Satan trying to manipulate and change your life. God is within you.